Symbiosis between living things, Part 1. Symbiosis is a fascinating topic that shows how living things are connected and interdependent. It describes the relationship between two different kinds of living things that interact with each other in various ways. Symbiosis can be beneficial, harmful, or neutral for the organisms involved. Here are a few basic examples of symbiosis in nature: mutualism, commensalism, parasitism, competition, and predation. This video will cover the first two aspects, mutualism and commensalism. Follow us as we delve deep into this very interesting topic of symbiosis. Mutualism in nature. This is when both organisms benefit from the relationship. Mutualism can be classified into two categories, obligate and facultative. Obligate mutualism is when both organisms cannot survive without each other. Here are two examples of obligate mutualism. 1. The yucca plants and the yucca moth. Both have a mutualistic relationship that is essential for their reproduction. The yucca moth pollinates the yucca plants by transferring pollen from one flower to another and lays its eggs inside the plant's seed pods. The moth larvae feed on some of the seeds but leave enough for the plant to produce new offspring. Both the plant and the moth depend on each other for their survival. 2. The oxpecker and the rhino. Both have a mutualistic relationship that provides them with food and protection. The oxpecker is a bird that feeds on the ticks, fleas, and parasites that infest the skin of the rhino. The oxpecker also alerts the rhino of any approaching danger by making loud noises. The rhino provides food for the oxpecker and protects it, but the rhino also benefits from having a cleaner and healthier skin. Now let us talk about facultative mutualism. Facultative mutualism is when both organisms can live independently but have a better quality of life together. Here are two examples of facultative mutualism. 1. The clownfish and the sea anemone. Both have a mutualistic relationship that enhances their survival and reproduction. The clownfish has a mucous layer that protects it from the stinging tentacles of the anemone. The clownfish lives among the anemone and defends it from predators and parasites, while the anemone provides a safe habitat and food scraps for the clownfish. The clownfish also attracts potential prey for the anemone with its bright colors. Both the fish and the anemone can live without each other, but they have a better chance of thriving together. 2. The honeybee and the flower. Both have a mutualistic relationship that benefits their pollination and nutrition. The honeybee collects nectar and pollen from the flower, which it uses to make honey and feeds its colony. The flower benefits from the honeybee because it helps it transfer pollen to other flowers of the same species, which enables fertilization and seed production. Both the bee and the flower can survive without each other, but they have a higher rate of success together. We move to discuss another aspect of symbiosis among living things. Commensalism in nature. Commensalism is a type of symbiotic relationship in which one organism benefits from the other without harming or benefiting it. In other words, one benefits while the other neither benefits nor gets harmed. The commensal, the species that benefit from the association, may obtain nutrients, shelter, support, or locomotion from the host species, which is substantially unaffected. Hence, commensalism may take the following forms. 1. Inquilinism. This is the case of one organism using another for housing or shelter, such as a bird nesting in a tree's hollow. 2. Metabiosis. This is the case of one organism creating or preparing a suitable environment for another organism, such as maggots, which develop on and infest corpses. 3. Foracy. This is the case of one organism attaching itself to another for transportation or movement, such as a millipede riding on a bird. Here are two vivid examples of commensalism in nature. 1. The remora and the shark. Remoras ride attached to sharks. Remoras have a flat oval sucking disc structure on their heads that adhere to the bodies of their hosts. By attaching itself to a shark, a remora is carried along by the shark, allowing the remora to travel to different areas without having to expend its own energy to swim. Remoras also feed on the leftovers of their host meal. Sharks are completely unaffected by the presence of remoras. 2. Mosses in trees. Mosses are plants that grow on the bark of trees and other surfaces. They do not have roots, so they do not take nutrients or water from the trees. They use the trees as a support and a source of shade and moisture. The trees are not affected by the mosses. Clearly, symbiosis is important for the balance and diversity of ecosystems as it affects the survival and evolution of different species. It is interesting to note that symbiotic relationships can also be seen in human societies as people cooperate, compete, or exploit each other for various reasons. It's safe to say that every human is in a form of symbiotic relationship or the other. Please join us on the next video as we discuss the other 3 aspects of symbiosis, namely parasitism, competition, and predation. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.